I'd like to address a couple of things in working in Lesson 2 of the Classroom in a Book for Flash. We're working with graphics, and we need to create some things, so it's just drawing tools available to us. There are 2 drawing modes that we need to be aware of, and each has their advantage. If you're an Illustrator fan and you work that way with vector tools, then this is similar to it, but the merge drawing mode, which is the original drawing mode of Flash, it may take some getting used to. Okay, in order to do that, we select an object. Let's just select a shape. That's the easiest thing that we can do. In fact, that's part of our task in this chapter. And I wanted you to see what the object drawing mode and merge mode, the differences between the two. So, if I were to choose a color, let's get a nice strong color for the interior, and then a stroke color of none. Okay, and if I draw a nice shape here, and then I draw an additional one and I overlap it, I'm going to let go, and I expect to take my selection tool and select the top one here. And that's not going to happen, because in merge drawing mode, if you have two colors that are the same and they touch each other, then they become one. So in order to avoid that, if you want to do that, you could always use the object drawing mode. And that's that little icon towards the bottom when you choose a shape or a vector line drawing tool. At the bottom, this will appear. And if you click on it in object drawing mode, then if I were to draw another one of these objects, okay, you see a line around it. That's not really an outline or a stroke. That's actually like a container, if you think of it that way. It protects one thing from another and puts them kind of like a layer. They get protected from each other. So now if I move this and I let go, if I click away from it, they look merged. But the one that I used with object drawing mode, it does not interfere. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. And I wanted to show you one more thing. If I change the color, let's say, and I go back at it and uncheck object drawing and go back to merge drawing mode, I've got a different color. Draw and drag across it, select it, and if I select that object again, and you'll see it looks like a little screen over it, means I have it selected. Move it away, and it has just cut into the other pieces. In fact, it obliterates them. So that could be frustrating. But what it does is it automatically cuts each other up. So if I have a stroke, and it also depends on the color. If I have a stroke around something, and now I draw, okay, then the stroke is also separate. All right, so if I were to try to select the whole stroke, well, it's in pieces right where any of these pieces touch each other because of the different color. Now I can still select the whole stroke by double-clicking the stroke, and it will find everything. Okay, so now I could move it, but actually the stroke is a piece in and of itself. Okay, it's not really attached to the object itself, and that can be annoying or it can be an advantage, like I said. If I wanted to cut something up, okay, and then I can select in this area, and it is indeed cut it. Okay, let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay, let's draw the cup, and I want to start with something similar to what you have in the book, a brown color and a little bit warmer of a color. Draw a rectangle. All right, I have a thick stroke on here, and so maybe that's not so fabulous. Go in your Properties panel, and you can always change that number. That's not all that big either. Let's see if we can get the stroke to be maybe 2 point, and that's good. All right, so we'll grab the oval tool. I'm just doing what you see in the book, and the one thing that I want to make sure is the snap to object is turned on. So I'm going to go from the one side to the other and draw an oval. And as soon as I get really close to the edge, it snaps to it. That means I'm very accurate. I don't go over it. I don't go under, connecting on the side there. I'm going to do another one. And because it's in perspective, the oval is larger at the bottom rather than skinnier. Okay, people get it inverted a lot. And what this does, because it's a merge object mode, now all of these pieces are separate. They've cut each other, even the stroke. So I'm able to select a piece. This is the advantage. Select another piece, delete it. I'm using the delete key. And even this stroke here, each piece. See, if I click and drag to try and select the stroke, okay, you can see here I have selected something by mistake. Okay, so it's difficult to do that, and I still have little pieces left of it. Okay, so I just want to click on it. It will select that whole piece where up to the point that it's been cut. All right, I'm going to get rid of this one as well. And now this whole piece is together because those two pieces were, when I took the stroke out, they become one piece because there's the same color. Let's do another oval. Okay, and I'm going to this time make it so that the fill is empty. Draw this over it. Okay, and now if I double click, well, they're all part of each other because the strokes now touch each other. I'm going to delete this piece right here. Yeah, I don't like that too much. So I want to draw the oval a little bit more like above, about the size that already is. Select the whole thing by double clicking, pull that down in there. All right, now they cut each other. Okay, this is not exactly like the other, but it certainly is close to it. Okay, that's fine, just so you can see how that works. Okay, it looks like I've got an interior. All right, one more thing, we need to taper this whole thing, and so I want to select the entire piece. Now be careful you don't select just part of it because you'll be separating things out. Select everything. Use the free transform tool, which is right here under the select tool, and hold your command key down. It will distort a corner if you click and drag on the corner handle, okay, or the corner node. If you hold the shift key down at the same time, it will do the opposite corner. So if I push it in, then those corners go in. So I'm going to go in this direction, not too drastic. Let go, and click in an empty spot. One last thing, I want to bow this out. So if I hover close to the side and pull, you can see my little icon has changed. And okay, it's not fabulous, but my cup. And you can colorize this further as you want to.